Hey there, how you doing? This is Chris. I want to put this quick guide, tutorial, or tip sheet together for you because I'm recommending that you do videos as part of your content plan. Either you're going to start off creating a video and turn those into blog posts for repurposing, or you're going to do it in the opposite direction. You're going to start off as a blog post or the written content, and you're going to turn that into a video for repurposing. So that being the case, if you don't do video on a regular basis, it's very easy to overlook some things that eventually will be common sense to you, but usually you have to run into them the hard way. I'm going to try and save you some of that pain and anguish by putting it in front of you right here and right now. Now, this document right here will be below the video on YouTube. It's going to be in the show notes. This isn't a podcast. It's going to be directly underneath in the little information thing. If you don't see it, hit the show more part. It'll be down there. If you see this on my website, then it'll be somewhere below that. It's just easy to do stuff, but it's things that I want you to have in mind as you're cranking out video. Okay, first and foremost, light and sound. Light and sound are the two most distracting things when you're putting a video together. So I'm going to keep it real simple. Make sure whatever you're doing is well lit and make sure that you can be heard, whatever that means. If you need to go out and get yourself a microphone, if you're going to be a little ways away from your camera, then do that. If you're going to be right up on your camera, or you're actually probably your smartphone, probably not a need for it, but just make sure you pay attention to that. At the very end, you're going to see it, one of my notes that says watch the video before you publish it. This is where you'll notice whether or not you have an issue or not. So maybe you want to do about 5-10 minutes and then stop. 5-10 minutes. How about 2 or 3 minutes? Stop and then play it back and see if you have an issue or not. That's something to do. But light and sound, two biggest things to make sure you take care of. Let's see. Let's keep on going. Oh, sound. I almost forgot. In addition to making sure that people can hear you, you also want to make sure that people don't have something else that's in the background that's distracting. I'm here in Las Vegas, and one of the things when I was podcasting that was really annoying was that, well, you know, there's this Air Force base out here, and when those guys are up there flying around, it makes that large jet noise, and it takes forever for them to go by. However, that's one of those annoying sounds. However, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. You might have some really annoying sound that you have tuned out that you don't even pay attention to. Maybe your refrigerator makes this loud ticking noise that, you know, you're going to get around to getting it fixed, but you haven't, but right now you can't hear it because it's your everyday sound. Those are the kind of things that you have to pay attention to because you may not hear it, but if someone's watching your video, oh, they're definitely hearing it. So pay attention to small things like that. Something that's not intuitive, but you'll notice it, is clean your lens before you start filming, especially if you're using a smartphone. Because if you're using a smartphone, chances are you got a bunch of earwax all over that lens. So just wipe that puppy off and then get to doing what you're going to do. It's very easy to overlook. It's one of the most basic things in the world. But if I don't tell you about it, you might not think about it. So there you have it. There you have it. Distracting things. We talked about sound. Well, there's visual distractions as well. So if you're doing the kind of video that people see nowadays, like the ones that I do, where you actually are looking into my office, it's very important that you pay attention to the fact that when you are filming, you may be as entertaining to look at as you think you are, but people are still their eyes are still gonna wander around the frame to see what else is going on. So pay attention to what you got going on behind you. People are looking at everything that they can see in the screen. So just make sure you control what people are seeing. You can put things back there that you want them to see, and you probably should make sure there's nothing back there that you don't want them to see. All right, so the next note is do not do the handhold thing. Use a tripod, prop your phone up, do whatever you have to do. But handheld, that's just shaky. And again, really the rule of thumb that this comes back to is don't do anything that makes your video production, that would be distracting to the video production, because people will pay attention to that as opposed to paying attention to what it is you're trying to say. There may be 1 or 2 exceptions to that rule. Like if you happen to be, you know, out and about and you're walking and it's, you know, supposed to look that way, but you be the judge of that. If that's an effect that makes sense for the video you're doing, cool. But if you're sitting in your office holding your phone, you're sitting in your living room holding your phone, you're stepping down the ladder on credibility just a little bit. So just pay attention to that. Use a tripod, get a clamp for a smartphone. They're all over Amazon, or just prop it up somewhere where it doesn't slide. However you do it, just do it. All right, now this next one is huge because this is one that does not jump out at you until you realize it's a thing, and that's frame your images correctly. And what that means is do not do like mom used to do and take a picture where everyone's face is dead center of the image, because all you have is dead air above your head. And when someone's trying to look at that video, the only thing they say to themselves is, what's with all that dead air up there? Use the rule of thirds, and the rule of thirds is real simple. Use the top third and then go off to the left or off to the right 1/3. I know that when I put this video together, I'm going to put an image up there with the bars and all that good stuff so you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the rule of thirds is a thing, and it's a thing because we as consumers, as video watchers, are used to it. Anything else is distracting, which goes back to the main point. Don't make it so that the production value of your video is distracting to the message that's in your video. Okay, so that's rule of thirds. Where am I at? Front-facing camera. That's a biggie. If you're framing yourself, if you're alone and unafraid, and you are the subject and the production crew, use the front-facing camera. It's not as powerful as the rear-facing camera. However, you can see what's in the lens, and there's nothing worse than spending, 30 minutes waxing poetic, and then you look at the video and find out that you've cut yourself in half because you sat in the wrong spot. You missed your mark. Small thing, but it's really annoying. So use the front-facing camera just so you can see what's going on. And of course, this leads right into shoot in landscape mode. Most people who don't do video on a regular basis, they don't realize there's a difference. You don't have to shoot in landscape mode. You do what you want to do, boo. However, if you take a video shot in portrait mode and you put it on YouTube, what you'll have is two very dark bars to the left and right. A lot of times you'll see where someone's got effects to the left and right because they shot in portrait mode. And if they meant to do that, cool. Chances are you don't mean to do that. So shoot in landscape mode, just turn the camera sideways. Now, this one's a personal preference of mine. You don't have to do it this way. I've been standing in front of cameras and broadcasting for a little bit, so I'm a little bit comfortable with this, but you may find it a little bit of a challenge. However, I am going to tell you, if you're trying to get it done, this is going to be some valuable advice. Keep shooting through the mess ups. You are going to flub a line or two. You're going to get tongue-tied, tongue-twisted. Sometimes it's cool to leave that in there because it makes you more human. However, if you truly, like if you lose a thought, get waxing poetic and all of a sudden go, where was I going with that? And you know you don't want to put that in there, just back that thing up and start again. Oh, actually that leads into this very last thing. View the video before you publish it online. There's all kinds of little production things that you will not see, you will not notice unless you actually watch the video. Trust me, I've been there trying to save you some pain and anguish. Or don't, because you're going to pick up that road rash yourself. However you learn that lesson, you are going to learn that lesson. All right. I think I'm going to call this one a close right here, but you get the idea. At the end of the day, if you remember, these are all just, notes. You'll see them all over the internet, and you will eventually learn them on your own, even if you don't get this cheat sheet. The thing that's most important is to remember that production value should not interfere with the message that you're trying to put out. If you can make sure that happens, you're good. Everything after that, just technique. Crank out the videos, get good at it, get comfortable at it, be prolific, and then go for it. All right. Next video, I'll see you there. Bye-bye.